That might have been our best clapping yet, and Billy isn't even here. Welcome back to Press Play. It's Season 2, Episode 3. I'm JJ.
And I'm Hunter.
My voice is absolutely shot, but, I give pain for the art. And it's gonna be great. Today we're talking about Mario. We're talking about Splatoon. We're talking about Hades. Today's like all video games. Wow. We're like going back to our press start roots.
We have a lot of interesting topics we've talked about today.
Oh yeah, I'm so excited. But first up is going to be my segment about Hades, the video game. As you can see, I have no voice, so it's going to be a little robot voice talking instead of me. And I'm pretty excited to see how that's going to turn out. Let's see it.
Where do you think you are? Who do you think you're talking to? Nobody gets out of my domain, whether alive or dead. You wish to learn the hard way? Fine. Then go. Get out. Don't let me stop you.
Wasn't planning on it, Father.
What's up, Press Play? It's me, JJ, in a brand new segment called Games That I Think Are Cool and You Should Play. I may sound different to you, and that is because I'm using a text-to-speech website right now. My voice is so squeaky that I sound like Wheezy from Toy Story. But I'm not here to talk about Toy Story. In fact, I'm not here to talk about movies at all. I know, Movie Boy JJ is my whole thing. But the other side of Press Play is video games, and I want to remind people of that. All this being said, today I am going to be talking about Hades. It's a hardcore roguelike developed by Supergiant Games that tells the story of Zagreus, the son of Hades, trying to escape the underworld. He must go through every ring of hell to reach the surface, and it's a lot harder than it sounds. I will try my best not to spoil any major plot points, but if you want to go into this game completely blind, here's a short, totally spoiler-free review. Hades is a brutal game that rewards you for your mistakes. Every loss you take is a lesson learned, and it will help you along the way. As with most roguelikes, this game relies heavily on dying and retrying. Rhyming aside, even if you fail dozens of times, you'll still want to pick it back up and go again. Now back to the segment. Let's break this down into parts. First, the story. If you know anything about Greek mythology, or even if you've just heard of gods like Hades and Poseidon, you'll get a kick out of the many interactions Zagreus has. Each character feels fully fleshed out, and they are all excellently voice acted. Each time you retry your exit out of the underworld, you get new dialogue from each of the recurring cast, which makes each run entirely unique. The people you talk to even reference your most recent bout, and the enemy that killed you acknowledges that you're back. This makes replays almost necessary for peak enjoyment. There are also some dating sim elements in that you can give characters gifts to level up your relationship with them. Sadly, you cannot marry any of them. Let's talk about the art now. It's all fantastic. The backdrop looks hand-drawn and picturesque in every room, which had me frequently taking screenshots. The portraits for each of the characters are equally well done, with different expressions based on what they're saying. The enemies fit well with the scenery and don't seem out of place, adding to the overall experience. And the fighting animations perfectly capture each strike, making you feel each hit. Next is the music. Oh, the music. It's phenomenal. If I can, I might be playing it right now. If that is the case, you can see how great it is. Epic guitar riffs and enchanting instrumentals guide you through Hades in an auditory odyssey. The last thing I'm going to talk about is the gameplay. As it is a video game, I feel this is the most important, and Hades did a perfect job making an astoundingly addicting game. Every level is unique, but after a while, you start to pick up the patterns. Now, this isn't a hindrance in the slightest. It only makes sense that after your third or fourth run you would start to get familiar with the game and become a better fighter. Knowing the fighting styles of each mob and how to avoid the boss's attacks comes with time, and it makes you feel like you've accomplished something by the end of the game. Now that I've given you my thoughts on the game, I'd like to share some reviews the game has gotten. It has earned multiple awards since its release, including the BAFTA Games Awards for Best Game and Best Narrative in 2021, as well as the awards for Best Action Game and Best Independent Game in 2020. Hades was also nominated for Game of the Year in 2020. IGN gave the game a 9 out of 10 and it earned a Metascore of 93. It's plain to see how well received this game was. Now, I call this segment Games That I Think Are Cool and You Should Play, but this may be a well-known title for you. You may have even played it. After all, it's been around for 2 years and has gotten nothing but rave reviews. So then why do I feel the need to talk about it on here? Well, for one, I like to talk about things I like. And I'm not the most proficient gamer, so to find a game as hard as this one and still have a great time is something kind of foreign for me. For once, I didn't rage quit and stop playing this game, which was the fate for so many others that I have played. I also wanted to talk about this because it might not be a game on your radar. After all, it is an indie game, which are not as well known as some AAA titles. In my friend group, only 2 people besides myself have played the game, but more have at least heard of it. So, for those people I say, download it on Steam or your Switch and play Hades. Play it and play it until your thumbs bleed. Don't actually, for liability reasons, but seriously, give it a try. Hades is a pretty cool game, and I think you should play it. I'm JJ, signing off.
What a great segment.
Oh, that was such a great segment. Hades, that game is so interesting.
Hades, oh man, I played it. I got into it like late in like August, I believe. I played it for like 2 weeks straight. It was the best.
I have not played it yet, but after seeing that segment, I might have to go check it out myself.
Oh yeah. But transitioning from the underworld to underwater, what lives underwater?
Squids.
Squids. Okay. Now, what's a game that has squid? Not Squid Game. What am I thinking? It's a pun. What is it called?
Splatoon.
Splatoon, that's what it is. And we're going to be talking about Splatoon in the next one with Splatdroon with Andrew. Woo, that was a pretty good pun. See ya in like 10 minutes.
Oh hi, Andrew here. If you had to ask me what my favorite video game series of all time is, I would easily say Splatoon. In case you somehow live in the deep depths of the ocean, Splatoon is a third-person shooter series that has been developed by Nintendo. Since its debut in 2015, this series has received 2 sequels, DLC for the second game, eSport competitions, a manga series, a freaking real-life virtual concert, and also a plethora of merchandise. So, as you can guess by now, Splatoon is a big deal for Nintendo, and it's also a big deal for me as well. But why is it my favorite series, you may ask? Well, I think part of it has to do with its overarching story it follows along. You see, along with having multiplayer for each entry, there's also a story mode that goes along with it, and there are even hints as to what lore this video game world has. So to celebrate the recent release of Splatoon 3, I want to discuss the single-player stories for each game leading up to the events of Splatoon 3. Keep in mind though that there's so much lore in this series that I'll only be focusing on the important stuff that everyone should know. So Splatoon takes place in a future apocalyptic world where all human tomatoes go extinct. Gone. Obliterated. Well, except for 2 cats that somehow live, but anyways, everything has been wiped out thanks to a little thing called global warming. But because most of the world was underwater, sea creatures thrive, and as time went on, they began to adapt on land and evolve into humanoid voids of themselves. The 2 most populated species that you see throughout the game are Inklings, the humanoid void of squids, and Octolings, the humanoid void of octopuses. There are also other Octolings called Octorians that come in many shapes and sizes. Unfortunately, however, these 2 species didn't get along so well. So much so that they started a whole war on each other known as the Great Turf War. In the end though, the Inklings were victorious thanks to the heroic actions of a leader named Captain Cuttlefish. After the war, the Octolings were banished from the upper servers and were forced to live in the far-out valleys and canyons. Meanwhile, the Inklings and other creatures continue to thrive, and we eventually get a world that looks oddly familiar, yet different. They now play this game that takes homage to the Great Turf War called Turf Wars, where 2 teams go against each other to cover up the most turf with ink. Now that we got the basic backstory out of the way, let's get right into the events that happen in-game. Starting things off with Splatoon 1, we play as a young Inkling who is ready to participate in battles. Well, that was the case until you get distracted and then hop to the sewage well. There you get greeted by a very old Captain Cuttlefish. He informs you that the Great Zapfish, the source that powers everything above, has been stolen by the leader of the Octorians, and he wants your help to rescue this powerful being. You agree, and you've officially become known as Agent 3 for this secret task force group known as the Squid Break Splatoon. Throughout the story mode, you traverse through multiple obstacle courses while defeating enemies and collecting artifacts that give you insight into everything this world has. Getting closer to the end, Captain Cuttlefish gets captured, and so you're left with no other choice but to go to the Octarian lair. Once you arrive, you get introduced to the main antagonist, the most despicable thing ever in my opinion, because if there's one thing I hate,
It's an evil DJ!
so DJ Octavio, as he goes by, explains how he wants to steal the Great Zapfish so he can use it to create energy that was driven for him and the Octarians. Aw, what a great family, man. So much caring for the Octolings. Aw, wait, no, that's bad. He doesn't care about any of them. By the way, you know how I said that you become the third agent? Well, the reason why I said that because agents 1 and 2 have been revealed to be Callie and Marie, the two adults that have joined together as the Squid Sisters and are actually the grandkids of Captain Cuttlefish. So, with the help of both agents, they rescue Captain Cuttlefish and defeat DJ Octavio. From there, the Great Zapfish returns to Aegopolis, yada yada yada, and yeah, that's Splatoon 1. So without further ado, let's move on to the game sequel, Splatoon 2. Yeah, we basically get a very similar story to Splatoon 1, where you play as a new Inkling, you find a mysterious figure looking around the corner, then you proceed to hop into the sewage well once again for some reason to come across a mysterious figure. This time, however, you come across Marie as she tells you that not only the Great Zapfish has been missing again, but also her cousin Callie. With Captain Cuttlefish at Agent 3 being out on another mission, which I'll talk about later, she needs your help to find Callie and the Great Zapfish while hunting down DJ Octavio, who has since been escaped. You agree and you become the newest agent, Agent 4. You go through different obstacle courses while defeating different enemies before you face DJ Octavio once again. This time, however, he came extra prepared by hypnotizing Callie into thinking she's a star for the Arcturians. So you go around and try to free Callie from her hypnotization before once again taking down DJ Octavio. Once you do, the Great Zapfish is free, Callie reunites with Marie, DJ Octavio gets captured once again. Now, even though we've reached the most recent game in the series, we still need to talk about one more story mode that is introduced to Splatoon 2 later on. That's right, I'm referring to the Octo expansion. During the same event as the story for Splatoon 2, Agent 3 and Captain Cuttlefish were on patrol at Octo Valley before coming across a lone Octoling. Shortly thereafter, all three will wind up getting captured by some unknown force before the Octoling and Captain Cuttlefish wake up right next to each other in the deep sea metro station, with no memory as to what just happened. They both agreed to team up in order to find Agent 3 and a way out of this place that they're currently in. Eventually, they came across a lone ring telephone that talks. The telephone mentions that he is a guy that helps other creatures who are lost, and he mentioned about a promised land and he hopes that he'll bring them to. Right. But before Telephone could take Captain Cuttlefish and the Octoling to the surface, he wants to test the both of them out by going after 4 items. They both agree, and Captain Cuttlefish decides to name the Octoling Agent 8. Haha, I see what you did there. Funny. We eventually hear from the walkie-talkie where Pearl and Marina are on the other line. They heard about the situation and are willing to help them navigate through their way to the courses. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, we have 2 new items for this game. You can take a guess as to which of the 2 are better. Just saying. After going through a good chunk of the story, we get all 4 items the telephone wants. He comes out of his pool and forms the 4 items together, which creates a... Oh no! Yeah, as it turns out, Telephone has been tricking you all along to get all the items he needs. Captain Cuttlefish and Agent 8 get trapped inside a blender, and Maria tries to send out a distraction signal for anyone to get it. Thankfully, Agent 3 smashes through the ceiling within a few seconds and frees them both from their doom. But the action doesn't end there, as Telephone attacks them and then hijacks Agent 3's mind. So now Agent 8 has to face up against the same creature that literally just saved him a minute ago. Agent 8 frees Agent 3, and they eventually make their way up to the surface finally. There, a giant statue that is definitely not the Statue of Liberty emerges from the water where Telephone has taken control. At the moment, he reintroduces himself as Commander Tartar and reveals his motive to eradicate and recreate all life on Earth. Thankfully, Pearl and Marina have arrived to save the day. They were able to ink the entire surface of the statue, which blocks its main source of power, that being sunlight. This allows the agents to destroy Commander Tartar and the giant statue before the story officially comes to an end. And that's everything so far. Again, Splatoon 3 has just been released, and I highly recommend everyone checking out the game, especially if they want to learn more about these characters and what they're up to now in this big world that they're in. Anyways, I'm Andrew, and remember to stay fresh.
Welcome back from the Splash Zone. I hope you didn't get inked out there.
Yeah.
Now moving on to our next segment. Now, what's more animated than the game Splatoon?
What? Oh, Mario.
That's right. Next segment,
We're gonna discuss the new Mario movie. Me, him, and Animation Nation. We're gonna square off and discuss. Hopefully not for too long.
it was a fire trailer.
Yeah, fire, because of Bowser. See ya. Welcome to the Press Play Picture Show. Today we're watching the Mario movie trailer. We're doing a blind reaction. None of us have seen it. We were real good boys by not seeing it. I'm JJ.
I'm Donovan.
I'm Justin. I can finally go on Twitter after this.
And I'm Hunter.
Great. What are you guys expecting from the movie, or at least the trailer?
Honestly, I'm just really more fascinated in like what kind of art style they're gonna put onto it, because like since like the studio's like known for Minions and stuff like that, I'm like, are they gonna go the art style of like Despicable Me and like that stuff, or are they going to like branch out and make it more like close to Mario?
I am expecting this to be the most generic animated movie trailer of all time. I'm expecting a licensed pop song. I'm expecting a this summer things are about to get super. I'm expecting a couple clips of characters dancing. I'm expecting a that happened.
I kind of have some high hopes for it, like knowing like the cast of characters like on it. I feel like they would try to make like the trailer like very like fun on it, just because I feel like that's like, because I think that's just the vibe I would like that you would just get with those like voice actors.
Also, this is Animation Nation and Press Play crossover. I did not mention that, but it's kind of like an Animation Nation and Press Play crossover.
It's a crossover.
Yeah.
Crossover.
I'm going to steal this segment from JJ while he's sleeping and put it in our episode. Alright, here we go. JJ had to turn it on, so.
Oh, okay, so the art style is really good. I like it.
I'm liking the effects, but I feel like.
Oh, it's Bowser, right?
Yeah. Oh, it's his airship.
Oh, okay.
It looks like a continent. It looks like more like a continent than an actual like airship.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm just wondering what this frozen kingdom is.
But it actually looks intimidating.
Oh, it's probably one of those things that's only in the beginning and then it gets demolished or something.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not
Here
gonna
it comes. I do think. Yeah.
The design's actually good for Bowser. I like this.
He's nice.
Open the gates!
Wow.
Oh, that's
Okay,
good.
that
Yeah,
sounds
not bad.
really cool. I love that. Oh, it's the penguins. From like Mario 64 and
They're
stuff.
sick of this. Throwing down throws.
Ooh, snowball fight.
Oh, look at them, they're rolling out the war machines.
Right.
That is but a taste of our fury. Do you yield? I do not.
Oh, you're a little bit of Jack Black.
Yeah, that's definitely Jack Black, but it's like, it's different.
Fire against ice, never. It wasn't
Never.
I finally found it. Now who's gonna stop me?
Okay, I like his design.
Why does it remind me of Felix Jr. from
Yeah,
Breaking Bad?
it seems like
yeah.
he doesn't know where he is. Oh, is he gonna be a human?
Yeah.
And then he gets transported?
Oh, I'm sorry. That one's perfectly fine. Come on, Mario!
Okay, I really like
Yeah.
Mushroom Kingdom, here we come.
What is he doing?
I don't. Oh,
Luigi!
there's Luigi. Okay.
That was it? I am excited for this. I am I like it, but also he's like, where am I? So he's not used to the Mushroom Kingdom,
Yeah.
which makes me think
So
the
this
reason that he
is a
doesn't have a
prequel.
Mario voice is because he might be a human that comes, because it looked like he came through a green pipe.
Yeah, I think this is a prequel to like everything, and this is just his first time coming to the Mushroom Kingdom.
Where do you think he came from?
I figured it out. I think I
Brooklyn.
figured out the plot to the entire movie. Okay, so Mario Jumpman Mario is a plumber from like Brooklyn or whatever.
Yeah, that's actually
And
where he started. Brooklyn.
He gets sucked down a pipe somehow doing normal plumbing work. Ends up in the Mushroom Kingdom, right? Mario and Luigi is also joining him on this, but is going on his own weird side journey with the skeletons and the ghosts and everything else. They're all, Mario goes on this journey, and as he travels through the Mushroom Kingdom, he becomes more like the people of the Mushroom Kingdom, so he develops more of a Mario voice as the movie goes on, and he's sort of realizing, ooh, do I want to be in the Mushroom Kingdom and become just like these people, or do I want to go back to Brooklyn to my normal life? And by the end of the movie, he saves Princess Peach, defeats Bowser, and realizes that he fits in more in the Mushroom Kingdom, and just lives there from now on. It's a prequel, it's the entire Mario story afterwards.
Can I just say your first like explanation of it, how he was doing plum jump and got sucked in the Mushroom Kingdom, is literally how they started the Super Mario Super Show.
Yes.
Onto it because they literally are just plumbing, and then they get sucked down a warp pipe.
I wonder if it's like a prophecy thing, and maybe Mario and Luigi are the only people that can eat the mushrooms and get really, really big.
Ooh.
So then Toad is like, oh, the prophecy is fulfilled, let's take you to the kingdom. And then he's used as like this chosen one, and they're like, you can defeat Bowser. Yeah, like Mario, he might feel like he's the only one that can save the Mushroom Kingdom. So what's that called when like a hero doesn't want to be a hero at first?
It's the rejection of the call.
That's what it is. Which is like in any, what is that? The hero
The
story?
hero's journey.
Yeah, hero's journey.
That just means that there's gonna be a scene of him just like yelling at Toad, being like, "I never wanted to do this. I never wanted to be here."
Oh, he's definitely gonna like fail the first fight against Bowser. Or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be our lowest point.
I would fail at the fight too if I was fighting Jack Black. So like,
That's true. How do we feel about the performances so far that we've seen?
okay, so Bowser, I liked Bowser's voice actually.
The Bowser voice was good, but I would say Mario voice.
It's gonna take some time to grow on me.
It's never gonna grow on me. I'm just saying it right now. I've been saying it since I found out. Chris Pratt's voice to me is like white bread. It's not unpleasant, but it's nothing, and I hate that it's being used on Mario.
Yeah. Real question: if they ever answer this question, why didn't they just have Charles Martinet do it? Was it because he would think he would get too tired, like doing like a full movie voicing two characters? Because he's the voice actor of both Mario and Luigi.
I think I would get tired if I heard Mario with the Mario voice the entire movie, because you hear him only saying Yahoo, let's go.
Consider though, Charles Martinet is an actor. He's a professional voice actor. He's been doing this longer than we've been alive. I think what it is they wanted to get the tickets from people seeing, ooh, Star-Lord is playing Mario, and wanting to watch it because they recognize Chris Pratt.
The only thing I see when I heard Chris Pratt in it, which all I'm seeing is Star-Lord from Guardians of the Galaxy. That's the only role I know him for, and that's all I see him as. So
He's
it's like,
Emmett from the Lego
It's
movie
Lego
again.
movie all over.
It's just Emmett again, and I liked Emmett, and I liked him because he was a character that we had never seen before. I feel like I really like how Jack Black is doing it.
Yeah.
You can tell that it's him. He's got there's a character to his voice that I really like, but is also very clearly him that comes through even when he's doing voices. But I like that he doesn't sound like Jack Black in a Bowser costume. He sounds like he's playing Bowser. Toad was amazing.
Yeah.
I think Toad is gonna steal the show, or at least is gonna be my favorite part of the movie.
Now your favorite part of the movie is gonna be when Donkey Kong shows up with Seth Rogen.
That's true. I'm very excited to hear Donkey Kong go.
Dude, I'm so sad that they. Well, I'm
Yeah.
disappointed that the trailer was so short and we barely got to see anything. Like I was, I'm not disappointed. Like I love that, like the scenes that we saw. Like I especially love the whole entire Bowser scene that we saw in
I
there.
think the next trailer will probably focus on more of the other characters. We didn't get to see.
Yeah,
much, like
yeah.
Luigi,
And probably give like a very basic plot synopsis about it, like what Justin said is gonna be like a big name of like saying like join Super Mario on his adventure
We'll probably see
with this
Peach get
character.
captured.
I mean, until the movie comes up,
Yeah.
this is all we got.
Overall, I'm very like excited. I'm still like very excited to see it. Like I was excited beforehand to see it on there. I mean, I was already excited that it was an animated movie and not a realistic one because that's already a step in the right direction from the original. But now I'm like more excited for it because it looks good.
Yeah, it does look good.
Like it looks like it would be like we'll have a good time watching.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this has been Animation Nation Press Play Crossover. It's never gonna happen again. Stop it in the comments. Stop pestering me. I did it for you.
Stop
Alright?
asking.
I'm JJ, that's Justin, that's Donovan, that's Hunter. Goodbye. Hope you didn't get blasted by the fire. That was that fire segment last. Ooh, my voice is getting really tough right now. So we should end soon. According to my calculations, we're wrapping up on 30 minutes, and I shouldn't talk for more than 30 minutes. So, see you next time. Wah! Yeah, you should feel embarrassed. We're done. We're done. Everybody pack it up. Go home.